Okay, so we have two very tough trainers left between us and the Mauville. So I figured let's just get started. So we need Lycanroc. We need Hariyama, Eldegoss, Sawsbuck, Lombre, and Piloswine. In terms of items, we are going Muscle Band on Hariyama, Hard Stone on Lycanroc, Cherry on Sawsbuck. Everything else gets Orin. Then we also need to go over here. Apply status. Burn to Hariyama, which has Guts, which is very nice for this fight. Eldegoss as well. And we need to apply status Poison to Lycanroc. So we have Poisoned, Burned, Cherry, Orin, and you have Orin, Muscle, Heartstone. So, oh, I don't have the right screen up, my bad. There we go. I can show you guys what we have. We got these guys with us, and we're going to do the discharge double. I need to make sure I don't walk into it before healing my guy. Alright. We just take our time, and we'll be okay, hopefully. It's such a sketchy fight. Like, honestly, this fight is even more sketchy than Shell. So, yeah. So they lead Emolga and Seaking. I lead Lycanroc Yama. I am going to use Rock Tomb on the Emolga, and I'm going to fake out the Seaking. Yes. Fake out on the Seaking. Discharge comes out. Does a bit to both. Activates Seaking's Lightning Rod. Rock Tomb one-shots the Emolga. Seaking flinches. Now I believe they should always go out to Lantern here. They went Marowak. That is potentially very bad. So, why did they go Marowak? Let me figure this out. Oh, because I'm in range of Bone Rush. That makes sense. Okay. I don't know how much that changes things. In fact, that might not change things at all. We'll see. So, at 67 HP, Lycanroc always baits either Muddy Water or Hydro Pump onto it from the Seaking. And Yama never baits an attack from Seaking. Marowak, similarly, only ever attacks the Lycanroc slot. So what I can do is go into Eldegoss here, and I can Vital Throw, which kills the Seaking in one hit. Because I have Guts and I have Muscle Band, Fake Out into Vital Throw just barely always kills. There was a chance that Eldegoss could switch in on a Discharge with the other line as well, which is why I have this. Why'd they attack the Hariyama? Please stop, please stop, please stop, please stop, please stop, stop. Okay. I think Hariyama dies to burn. Please don't die to burn. Don't die to burn, please. It definitely dies to burn. I don't think it dies to burn. It died to burn. Fucking hell. Why did it attack that slot? It didn't see kill. It should have only attacked the Lycanroc slot because it saw kill on it. It didn't always see kill on it. That sucks a lot. Okay. I go Sawsbuck. Oh, that's really rough. So I'm just going to Magical Leaf plus Horn Leech the Marowak slot. Oh, that's such a shitty loss, and I think I might have needed that guy for Shell. Did I need that guy for Shell? Oh, fuck. I don't have a Lapras answer now. I think I might just wipe. Man, I hate this fight with a burning passion. I hate it so much. Losing Hariyama is such a bad loss. I hate this fight so much. I might lose another Mon here. We'll see. Because I don't believe Magical Leaf kills the Marowak. It does not. And if this crits, I think Sawsbuck dies. Okay. Now. I should be able to click Magical Leaf and swap Sawsbuck into Lombre. Let me just check what the Lantern can do here on a 19 HP Sawsbuck. Icy Wind, Brine, or Signal Beam. If they Signal Beam, I'm kind of in a shitty situation, but I have to do this anyway. Kind of don't have any other options at this point. Please don't confuse or kill. Okay. No confusion. That's good. Magical Leaf. Okay. We're gonna try to get out of this with one death. I think my play is Synth plus Fake Out. And then I can pivot between Lombre, or I can pivot between Piloswine and Lombre, and then Fake Out and attack with the other guy. I think that's my play. God, this shit sucks. I just don't understand this battle. I always lose things in this battle, man. I hate this battle so much. Why did they do what they did, man? I feel like while it was... I don't know. I think it's better to do this plus switch back to Lombre. That's so brutal. Because now I don't really have a good answer for the Lapras. Hariyama was my Lapras answer, and I think I might have needed Hariyama for some other stuff. So losing it there is really bad. At least we win the fight with only one death, but... And I have a lot of other fighting types, but God... Hariyama is so good. That feels awful to lose. I hate Discharge Double with my life, man. I hate Discharge Double. Why'd they attack that slot, man? Why didn't I switch? No, I needed to not switch. I don't know. Let's just go back. That sucks. Hariyama, you were a great part of this team. I'm sorry it had to go this way. You got very unlucky. I still have a lot of Mons, but... Oh, that's so rough. Okay. Now I need to figure out what the hell I'm going to do about Shell. without Yama. Because I was kind of planning on using Hariyama for Lapras. So the plan was this. Hariyama, Toge, Growlithe, Lycanroc. I mean, I think realistically I just need to figure out, do I have any other option for the other guy? So, goodbye, Hariyama. So, Toge, Growlithe. Lycanroc, Sawsbuck. Oh, you can handle it, actually. So what do you bait? So if I go Toxtricity... So, okay. So it would be Toxtricity. How much does Frost Breath do? That much. So, Toxtricity... Orin... Burned, because I wanted to attack me so I can bait the right things. It does that much to that much. With an Orin, the most I could do is 91 minus 48. That'd be 43. I'd be at 43 health. Do you ever see kill? No. So in that case, if I do the... Oh, but I also take burn damage. You would see kill. Because the thing is, they would always see max roll on Switch and AI. So the least amount of damage I could take is 49. So 91 minus 49 was it, right? Yeah, 91 minus 49 would be 42 with no item. And then with burn, they would always go Togekiss using Mystical Fire. Okay. That works. But I'm upset about it still. Okay. So, in that case, I'm going to grab the Mons like this because it's easier. God, that is such a sucky loss. Okay, so I need Toxtricity, Toge, Growlithe, Lycanroc, Sawsbuck, Crawdaunt. Then, in terms of items, I need no item, Orin. We need Hard Stone on you. Muscle Band on the Lycanroc. Orin on Sawsbuck. Black Glasses on Crawdaunt. And I want to make sure of something. So, you against you. Fake Out plus Last Resort plus a crit Last Resort on you with no boost. Does that kill? It does kill a lot of the time. So in that case, I think Orin is better. Because with Orin, then my odds of surviving are actually only a tiny bit better. Yeah, it goes from 40... Yeah, no, in that case, I stick with my items. So no item, Orin, Hardstone, Muscle, Orin, Black Glasses, and then I burn. Apply status, burn to Tox. And then the way this is going to work is I don't need to pivot through Toge. Yeah, because I would go Toxtricity, then they're using always... Togekiss would always be using Mystical Fire on me, meaning I can just go straight to Growlithe. So yeah, let's go. It's scuffed, but it'll work, hopefully. Well, it's not very scuffed. It's actually like a pretty good shell fight, all things considered. But it does suck that I lost my guy. Alright. Coming for you, Shell. Okay. Crack my knuckles for Shell. Lapras, Toxtricity. I was originally going to use Hariyama for this, but Hariyama has kicked the bucket, so we are using Discharge twice. I am burned, so they can never sing me, because I want to take some damage here. Crit. I just realized this might not have worked without the crit, so, I guess I just got bailed, so I'll take it, I guess. I keep forgetting about citrus berries. I need to remember citrus berries exist. Okay, and then Discharge. Okay, Tox at 30 HP is baiting Air Cutter or Mystical Fire, actually. That is probably the worst case scenario. I just go into Hamilton and pray that it's, I really fucked this up drastically, huh? Okay, well, I again didn't get punished. So, it's hard when you lose your line like that. Special attack drop does not matter. I live 2 hits and 2 rock slides with Hearthstone kills. This always crits me, does a lot, but it never kills. Hamilton the goat. Okay. Now they should go Delcatty, because Delcatty's the only Pokemon that's faster than me. So I go into Lycanroc. On Fake Out. Click Rock Tomb. Now, Rock Tomb into Brick Break has pretty good odds of just killing them with my Muscle Band. If not, I either just finish them off the next turn if I live, or if Lycanroc goes down, I can finish them off with something else. Does not kill, that's fine. Last resort, if it crits, Lycanroc dies. No crit. Brick Break kills. Now, I believe since Lycanroc outspeeds everything, they're just going to go into Rhydon. Yep. 18 health. They are mostly going for Drill Run, but it could be a variety of things. We want to see Drill Run. Drill Run's definitely the best thing they could go for here. They went for Rocks. That's probably the second best thing they could have gone for here, but it does make a tiny bit awkward. It does increase Crawdon's chances to die a bit. Anyway, we Horn Leech this guy twice. We lived even a crit because we switched in. We already had full health. Now they go Vespiquen. Vespiquen, luckily, is not too big of a deal. We just go into Togue. Dual Wing Beat would have been better because it's a contact and does less damage, but that's fine. So we Fake Out for a little bit of damage. And then 2 Sparks should kill. Okay, lastly, we have the demon being Slowbro. Since we have Crawdaunt, we actually have a really solid answer, but we still really want to see them go for the 50-50 Zen Headbutt. It's a 50-50 between Zen Headbutt and Whirlpool. Zen Headbutt is so much better for us here. They got the Whirlpool. Okay. Now, Crawdaunt with black glasses against Slowbro has a 50% chance to one-shot them. And if it doesn't, it will at least get rid of their Quick Claw. Meaning they have less of a chance of outspeeding me the next turn. So now we just have to hope that they don't get the Quick Claw, Quick Draw. And they didn't. So Deathless Shell. Okay, you know what? I can't be too upset at losing Hariyama to Discharge Double, because my Discharge Double matchup was really bad, and I got through Shell Deathless, so I can't be too upset. Okay, let's level things up now. Acid Spray over Acid. I definitely level up Hamilton to 35, where you get Flamethrower. I get rid of Fire Fang, because Flame Wheel actually could still be useful, while Fire Fang probably isn't that useful. Stomping Tantrum I will take over Seeker Power, because I can always go back and reteach it. Zing Zap on Togue over Spark. Okay. So, talk to the Rock Smash guy who gives Rare Candy. Then I can get the items, the berries, I mean. Ooh, I think I have pretty good citrus berries trees. Let me double check the range of berries that you can get from the citruses. Citrus is 12 to 36. So yeah, 33 is definitely a high roll. And then there are more over here. 29 is also very solid. Okay. So, Pokemart. I would like to buy a Firestone and a Water Stone. If I need any other stones, I can come back. Okay, so Growlithe is now level 35. It has Flamethrower. We can now use a Firestone on it to get Extreme Speed. Over Smackdown. Hamilton is pretty much online now, which is great. Alright, let's level up other things. I'll keep Shroomish underleveled for now. I'll keep Tortuga also underleveled. So Shroomish, Tortuga. No on Aromatherapy. I have been pinged on Discord. Blaze Kick over Flame Wheel. That's a good upgrade. I don't remember if there's a good reason to delay this. I don't think there is, but I want to double check. No, there really isn't. Okay. Get myself bird. I believe there also isn't a reason to not just evolve Lombre. Because it and Ludicolo get like the same moves pretty much around the same time, the same splits. I don't think you ever take Seed Bomb, especially because mine is a special attacker. No on Heal Bell. Okay, so I want to use a Water Stone. Took my sweatshirt off again. No on Seed Bomb. Okay. So let's export these, and then I will also add, oh yeah, first let me do this. And this, and then I need to get rid of you. It's not what I wanted to have happen. You, I need to get rid of Lombre and Fletchinder. And then something else I want to do is on this, Fungus Amoongus. If I rare candy this, it would be at level 36. What would it have? It would have Giga Drain, Sludge, Giga Drain, Sludge, Poison, Powder, Feint Attack, I guess. I just realized I didn't level up the Shroomish. Oh yeah, no, I wanted to do that, yeah. And now I just need to find Monferno. There you are. Infernape. Do you get any moves when you evolve into Infernape? You get Sky Uppercut. Okay. So it would be Blaze Kick, Sky Uppercut, Overheat, and Fake Out. Because I would use the scales pretty much immediately for a Magnezone. Import. Okay. So I want to look at Watson. Oh, also, let me do a couple more things in game before I forget. Let's go over here. One of these rocks has a scale. And then I also wanted to go over here. Take items off of the things in the PC. There we go. And then I will just re-export those. So, let me get us back outside so we have music. Watson. I believe the only safe way for me to beat this Magnezone is with Infernape. Nothing on my team handles it, like, well at all. The closest thing would be Piloswine, but Piloswine just dies to Flash Cannon, so I think it's always an Infernape angle. Because I can just Fake Out into Overheat, kill. Then they probably go Lantern Seas, Underspeed, Out Damage. Rotom Seas, Underspeed, kill. UC, Outspeed, Out Damage. USpeed, Underspeed, Out Damage. UC, Underspeed, Out Damage. So they would, I believe, let me double check. Yeah, AI, so they would go, okay, let me write this down. Watson. Infernape. Candy and Scale, Fake Out plus Overheat. So Fake Out, or Infernape, Fake Out plus Overheat, KO, Magnezone. They go Rotom using... If I am at full health with Infernape, they would go U, and they would use Air Slash every time. Then I believe my answer for this guy is going Ampharos, because Ampharos with Seismic Toss can handle it. I probably get rid of Thunder Punch because I can always reteach Thunder Punch, and I go Rostberry. Ampharos. Rostberry. And it's better than teaching it Ice Punch, I believe. Because, yeah, no, Seismic Toss is better than Ice Punch here. And my hidden power on Ampharos is, like, Steel or something not useful. Fighting. Teach... Seismic Toss TM over Thunder Punch. Because now since I'm here at the city, I can always reteach Thunder Punch through the Black Belt. Go Ampharos, KO with Seismic Tosses. Now, who would they go out into Ampharos on Ampharos? You outspeed, out damage, potentially kill. You would do more damage. So depending on the health, they would go into you using CC or that guy. I think if they go Zera, because okay, so this guy is most likely coming in last or second to last because they are not Mega when those begin. So I believe they are more likely to go Lantern because okay, let's think. I come in on Air Slash. I need to use 3 attacks. They wisp me, Hex, and then that knocks me down low enough. Okay, let's just do 2 lines. They go Lantern or Zeraora. If they go Zeraora, go Amoonguss. Similar to the Magnezone, I kind of think I might need Amoonguss here. Because I kind of don't have anything else that can deal with this. The only thing that I have that can really deal with this is Amoonguss, and that's okay. Like, Eldegoss can't really do anything here. Go, so it would be Amoonguss, no item, Candy, Amoonguss, KO with Giga Drains. So Amoonguss would be relatively healthy at this point. You would see outspeed and either out damage or not out damage. You definitely don't see anything. You as a base would see that I could out damage you, so I think they would go Lantern. They go Lantern. So the question is, what is my Lantern answer? Because, okay, so they're using Ice Beam or Thunder Wave. Basically, I'm always going to end up throwing Seismitoad, or not Seismitoad, Piloswine at the Ampharos. Because 2 Stomping Tantrum, like, I can come in on a Discharge, and then 2 Stomping Tantrums have a very good shot of just 2-KOing them. And, I can run Cherry Berry, which stops Dragon Breath para, because ground types can still be parried by Dragon Breath. And if they crit me, most of the time I live. So, yeah, that's the plan. And if they try any rest shenanigans, which I don't even know if they can, but if they do, then I can just keep attacking them pretty much is the plan and just pray. So I have 2 Mons here, one of which is most likely going to need to be a Water-type pivot, and then the other one is going to be something to handle Lantern. The question is, what handles Lantern in my box? I think the answer has to be Ludi, but I would not want to switch in on Ice Beam. I'd preferably like to switch in on Scald. So they're clicking Ice Beam against Amoonguss or Thunder Wave. I think either way, I go into an Infernape without a Chesto Berry, a Cherry Berry. And if Infernape is already paralyzed, they go for Scald, always. If I am paralyzed, or if I don't get Thunder Waved, which, to be fair, they are fairly likely to paralyze you, but if I'm not Thunder Waved, they still have very high odds of using it into Ludi, and that's kind of awkward. Unfortunately, I cannot pre-damage Infernape. Oh yeah, you'd be level 36. Yeah, I can't pre-damage Infernape, unfortunately. Also, someone who can switch in on Ice Beam and guarantee Scald. You would also bait Discharge to not you. Arcanine could work, in theory. So let's say I went into... So they're using Ice Beam against you always. Or Thunder Wave. I go into you, take whatever they use. So let's write this down. Arcanine, Cherry. And then they will guaranteed go for Scald into Ludicolo. Pivot through Arcanine. Arcanine's also just a great backup. Pivot through Arcanine into Ludicolo. KO with Mega Drains. And then Ludicolo has a Cherry Berry as well. Obviously, Mega Drain's not as good as Giga Drain here, but it's the best I could do. Is it better to run Miracle Seed? Fake Out into Mega Drain does kill with Miracle Seed. Does it without Miracle Seed? What are the odds? They have leftovers. They almost always live. If I have Miracle Seed, clear the calcs, Fake Out, Mega Drain. They still have some odds to survive. I think it's probably better to run Cherry Berry. Just to get more attacks off. Because, like, odds are I'm going to have to use 3 attacks anyway. Then they either go Ampharos, who would be using, in its non-mega form, always Discharge, or Eel. So Amoonguss handles Eelektross. Throw Piloswine on Ampharos, Discharge, hopefully KO with 2 Stomping Tantrums. Now, if they go Lantern, they would... I'm currently in with this guy. If they go Lantern, they're always using Scald. I just go Ludi. Ludicolo on Scald, KO with Mega Drains. Also, of course, if they burn Ludicolo, that's great. Unfortunately, I cannot pre-burn Ludicolo because the gym leader rules, the gym trainers, you always get a heal before them, which is unfortunate for me, but that's okay. It's just how it is. Then, what do they bring in against Ludicolo? Rotom is gone. So Zeraora would see either Outspeed Kill or Outspeed Outdamage. And so they would always go Zeraora. Go Zeraora. And Zeraora would be using against Ludicolo Plasma Fists. Using Plasma Fists, or there's a world where they're using or attacking. So then what I do here is if they are guaranteed to Plasma Fists, pivot through Piloswine, because Piloswine would guarantee either Grass Knot or the other move, which is really good. Otherwise, no. Otherwise, no. Go into Amoonguss, KO with Giga Drains. And then they have Electros and Ampharos left. Amoonguss handles Electros. And then the whole throwing Piloswine at the guy still stands. So, we have our plan here. And this is pretty good, I think. Probably no item on a... Is there a point in having an item on an Infernape? It basically comes in, kills this guy, does nothing for the rest of the fight. I suppose I can give this guy an item that maybe helps deal with the Ampharos, like help finish it off. But I think I'd be better off running like a Cherry or something. Or not a Cherry, just no item. Or Orin. I'll put Orin on it. Ampharos Rost, because burning from that guy I teach Seismic Toss. Amoonguss no item because knockoff on Zeraora. Cherry Arcanine just because I'm pivoting through it on Lantern. Keeping it unparalyzed is nice. They're always scalding it anyway. And keeping it there would be good. Ludi, Cherry, just to help deal with Lantern a bit better. Piloswine, Cherry, because it can get paralyzed by Dragon Breath, and I need that to not happen. Okay. So, we have our Watson plan. Let's go deal with the gym trainers before Watson. Go down a page. So this trainer, I assume... Yeah, so Piloswine, if I switch it on Overdrive, can deal with the Tox. What is my answer to this Raichu? This Raichu's kind of a massive problem, actually. You do okay. I guess I can use like that into a... Okay, let's start with the Pincurchin. What's my Pincurchin answer? You with a Soft Sand, does that kill? No, not quite. Because I would prefer to not let them get up Toxic Spikes. Oh, Fake Out and Overheat just kills. That's crazy. Okay. Kirk. Infernape. Infernape, Fake Out into Overheat, KOs Pincurchin. Right? Because Fake Out does 17. I need to fix this import. Export, and then at 56, import. Is Amoonguss 56 here? Or 36? Okay, yeah. So... Fake Out and Overheat just kills this guy, so that's good. Then you see, I'd be at -2. You see Outspeed, Outdamage because they see the... Actually, I don't know if they see that. You see Underspeed, Outdamage. You see Outspeed, Outdamage. So then they would either go Raichu using Psyshock. So... pivot through Crawdaunt if necessary. So I bring Crawdaunt. And then what is my answer for this? So I need to switch in. If I go in through Crawdaunt, I switch on a Discharge. That's not really what I want. No, wait, no. If I'm going the Orbeetle thing, I definitely just go straight Orbeetle. Orbeetle. Cherry. So go into Orbeetle on a Psyshock from Raichu. Bug Buzz. If it doesn't KO, go to... How does Arcanine take this? Good enough. It does take it, and then you should never... Well, you actually could be in range of Surf. Because you're taking a Psyshock into a Signal Beam, or into a Discharge. So there's a world where I'm in range. However, I don't need to do that much of priority. The problem is I don't think I have any priority mons that can switch in here. Like, 100%. Lycanroc can. In fact, Lycanroc with black glasses almost always kills. Okay, so then Lycanroc and KO with Sucker Punch. So we have Infernape, Orbeetle, Lycanroc. Then what's my play for this guy? Probably just throw Arcanine at it. I don't really see a better play. Also, let me throw these two in the trash. Yeah. Throw Arcanine at Drifblim. Arcanine with Orin. Arcanine doesn't take much. It should be able to be fine, I think. I suppose there's a world where things could get a little scary with Arcanine. I also can use Lycanroc potentially as I'm on the switch in, though I would like a pivot for it. And then Piloswine can handle Toxtricity if it switches in on an electric move. So Piloswine, Orin, and I need something that can come in on like whatever. I guess I'll put Orin on Infernape. Something that can come in on whatever and just deal with. Also, Infernape kills Toxtricity. So if I switch in this guy on Venoshock or Hyper Voice, this guy can just come in and kill. So what do I have that baits Venoshock? You? No, you bait Sludge Bomb. I don't have anything that baits Venoshock. You bait Sludge Bomb. Okay, that's fine. So I would want something that can bait an electric move, probably. Something that can come in on whatever and bait an electric move? I don't think I have that. Luckily, I mean, against most of my guys, they are likely to click Overdrive. I think I bring a Moongus. Because I can go Amoonguss, bait Sludge Bomb into, like, Arcanine, which baits over... Yeah, okay. I have the team. Let me grab it here. Okay, so we need this. We need Orbeetle, Lycanroc, Arcanine, Piloswine, grab the wrong mon, and this guy. So, first, we level up Amoonguss. Or rather, Foongus. Excuse me. Feint Attack over Ingrain, sure. I mean, I'm probably never going to use it, but it could come in play. I don't know. Probably will get removed eventually. Giga Drain over Mega Drain. Poison Powder over Sweet Scent. Okay, so we are going to use 2 rare candies and 2 heart scales. We are rare candying Monferno. Let me write these down. Infernape, Fake Out, Infernape, Overheat. And then we're using the 2 candies that I have for Monferno, for Watson, Fungus for Watson. We get Sky Uppercut. I will get rid of Low Sweep for that. And then we use another one on Fungus. There was maybe a way to do this without this, but I don't think my box is that well equipped. Everything else kind of just folds to Zeraora, so I think I'm good with this. Now, we are also going to use my heart scales. How can I help you today? Remember a move. Yes, on Infernape, we want to run Fake Out over Torment. And remember a move. Infernape, we are learning Overheat over Mach Punch. All right, cool. Now, item-wise, it's a bunch of oranges and cherries. So orange, cherry, cherry, orange, orange, orange. That should be fine. Let's go. Oh, right. We have to fight Watsy or Wally. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure Infernape should just kill Kirlia at level 43 with Fake Out into Overheat. It doesn't, but I think it's fine. It doesn't at least 100% reliably. Fake Out, Overheat, Sky Uppercut for fun. Okay, cool. I wish the calc had the Kirlia, just because I'm paranoid of messing that up. I know it's meant to be like a joke, but I'm still always paranoid if I'm gonna fuck that up. Okay. Hi, Kirk. Oh, I didn't change this. There we go. So, Pincurchin lead. We lead Infernape, who we have used a rare candy and 2 scales on. Now, these 2 scales were going to happen eventually anyway, but figured I needed them for what I was needed for this gym. Being Fake Out and Overheat. The classic Run and Bun Infernape combo. Gets the kill on Pincurchin and will later be useful for Magnezone. Driving home from your thing, we're going to listen in and lurk. Nice. How'd your thing go? Hope it went well. We have scaled and candied Infernape. So, Toxtricity has come in. Let me double check what it's going for. Against Infernape, it is always using Overdrive. So we can just safely go into Piloswine here. Oh yeah, so we did lose a Pokemon to the double battle. The, fucking discharge double that I hate. I got pretty unlucky. And also my prep wasn't great, so we lost Teriyama, which is a pretty big loss. However, I didn't lose anything on Shell. So I'm not complaining that much, but it was a really unfortunate loss that I got, and I got pretty unlucky. It was a combo of bad prep and getting unlucky. Okay, against my 72 HP Piloswine, Raichu is always going for Surf. What do I do about Raichu going for Surf? I think what I do is I pivot through Amoonguss. That'll always bait Psyshock, and Psyshock does significantly less to my Orbeetle. So yeah, I do that. Yep, there's Surf. But yeah, I have to use 2 candies and 2 scales. Nope, don't attack. 2 candies and 2 scales for, Watson. But at least the 2 scales were things that were going to be done pretty much no matter what, right? Fake Out Overheat's just going to always happen on Infernape. It was just the fact that the 2 scales had to happen. Anyway, Bug Buzz has a small chance to kill here. If it doesn't, that is perfectly planned. That's fine. Discharge comes out. Does a lot of damage. Bug Buzz does not kill. Now, against 35 HP Orbeetle, Raichu is almost every time discharging, there's a small chance that they Signal Beam. I can go into Hamilton here. Oh, I wasn't supposed to go Hamilton. I think that's okay. Especially because they Signal Beamed. It did crit, but it did very little, and now I can Extreme Speed. And now it's just the Drift Blim. So Crit Hex does 54, so I need to stay above 54. And I just click Rock Slide. Yep, we're good. We're chilling. I should just be able to click Rock Slide 2 times and win. Because the AI does not know how strong of a move Strength Sap is. And we win. Okay. So let's take items off of things. Save. And let's look at the next trainer. This trainer's kind of annoying, but it should be okay. So I believe I can just lead Infernape again here. And just kind of click Fake Out into Blaze Kick. Because they always discharge, and I can just outspeed and kill them. Then Jolteon is outspeed, outdamage. Oricorio is underspeed, gets killed. Zebstrika is underspeed, gets killed. And then Galvantula is underspeed, gets killed. So they always go Jolteon. And they should... Oh, wait, let me redo this, because I fucked it up. Jolteon is outspeed, gets outdamaged. Oricorio is outspeed, gets killed. Zebstrika is outspeed, gets killed. And Galvantula is outspeed, gets killed. So they have to go Jolteon. And I believe they're always... Yeah, because I am Vital Spirit, they're always using Thunderbolt. So let me write this down. Oops. Let's not get rid of my Watson plan. Vivian. KO Volbeat with Fake Out into Blaze Kick. They go Jolteon, always using Thunderbolt. I've never gotten it to an ape run to have the ape, so it feels really good. It's an ape even though it has a monkey tail. So then I can go to Piloswine on Thunderbolt, KO with Stomping Tantrum, potentially into Ice Shard. And then Piloswine would need a Chesto Berry. Then I would tank a potential Hyper... Oh, wait, they have Magnet Rise. So I go KO with Avalanche 2x into potentially Ice Shard. Because they never sting over Magnet Rise. So Oricorio would potentially, or is most likely, outspeed under damage. Zebstrika would be on outspeed, gets KO'd. So I believe they go Galvantula. Vantula using Giga Drain. Galvantula I can just go back to Ape on. Because against Piloswine they're using Giga Drain always. And Ape actually just lives any hit that they go for. Might as well give Ape a cherry just in case something goes wrong. Go to Infernape. KO Galvantula. With Blaze Kick. They go... So since they see that I outspeed and kill them with... Even though I technically don't kill the Oricorio, there's one roll where I do. So they would see that I kill Oricorio, I kill the Zebstrika. So they just go Oricorio because they're panicking. They don't know what to do. They go Oricorio using Air Slash or Teeter Dance. Now, I'm pretty sure Infernape, there's a chance... Infernape dies to Air Slash crit, so I definitely don't want to risk that. None of my rock types outspeed. But I could still go... I think I go Lycanroc on Oricorio with Arcanine as a backup. And then I go Persim on both of those. Persim. And then lastly is the Zebstrika, who against those guys would be clicking Low Kick always. Low Kick does very minimal damage to Infernape. I can also just go into Amoonguss, which I think I bring, and then bait Flamethrower. Go Amoonguss on Zebstrika. Go into Infernape if possible. Otherwise, Giga Drain, then actually Tox is better first, so Toxtricity, Rost, and then Amoonguss, Rost. So go Toxtricity on Zebstrika. Then either go into Infernape and KO with Overheat. Because Infernape does just outspeed and kill this guy, right? Yes. So I do that, or I just Acid Spray into Giga Drains. Acid Spray into Amoonguss, Giga Drains. Alright, cool. So let me grab the team. Also, I can't believe I'm doing this with exactly one ground type. I only have Piloswine for ground types. But yet I feel pretty confident into Watson. I mean, that's just the power of Ape plus Seismic Toss, Ampharos plus Amoonguss, plus... What was the other guy I'm bringing? Ludicolo. Okay. So I have the team. I need Cherry on Ape, just in case something goes wrong. Chesto on Piloswine for Jolteon Sting. Persims on Lycanroc and Hamilton to deal with Teeter Dance. Rost on Toxtricity and Amoonguss for Zebstrika Flamethrower. Alright, cool. Fight me. Alright, they lead Volbeat. This guy's normally annoying because it has Sash and stuff, and it can be annoying. Obviously, Arcanine would be able to handle it, but it's much easier and better for me to just click Fake Out to break the Focus Sash. And then I don't even need to overheat. I can just kill with Blaze Kick. This also makes it so baiting is a little easier for me. Because I believe the only Pokemon that can go out into here is Jolteon. Yes, and they have to Thunderbolt me. Because I have Vital Spirit, so they cannot Sing me. I do not have a Ground move, so they cannot Magnet Rise. And since Thunderbolt is their highest damaging move, they always click it over Hyper Voice here. Oh, I have the wrong screen up. You didn't miss much. Now I'm going to click Avalanche because there is a very high likelihood of them Magnet Rising, which they do, but Avalanche hits them even though they're in the air. Now they are either going to use Sing or Hyper Voice. It does not matter which. They use Sing. I had a Chesto Berry in case it landed. It did not. Avalanche hits again. Now they're knocked really low, and Ice Shard gets the KO. And if they attacked me with Hyper Voice, Avalanche would have been boosted, which would have KO'd them a little earlier in exchange for some health on Piloswine. Now they should go Galv. They went Oricorio. Okay. Why'd they go Oricorio? I don't think it matters, but I want to know why. Because I outspeed, or they outspeed out damage. Oh, I see. It's because I took 0 damage. So they saw that Oricorio is the only thing, or at least the first thing, it is the only thing, that outspeeds me. And, yeah, it's the only thing that outspeeds me. So what I can do here is go for an Avalanche. Because Piloswine still has plenty of health. I will get Teeter Danced, but if Piloswine is Teeter Danced, that means they're never using Teeter Dance into my partner Pokemon, my other Pokemon. Avalanche comes out, does a lot of damage. Is that in Arcanine Extreme Speed range? Grab the ruler. Oh, that is definitely an Arcanine Extreme Speed range. So against Piloswine, they will always be using Air Slash here, because now I am Teeter Dance. So I will go into Hamilton and use Extreme Speed. And that just kills. So I don't have to deal with any of this confusion bullshit. Now who do they go into? Because I should be able to chain the next 2 KOs with Infernape. Against this guy, they're always clicking low kick into Hamilton with Zebstrika. However, Infernape can come in on low kick because it takes very little. And I one-shot with Overheat guaranteed. Because Zebstrika's SpDef is really low and they have a minus to SpDef nature. And also Infernape is a fucking monster. So Overheat just one-shots this guy. And I outspeed because, again, Infernape is a monster. Crit did not matter there, that always killed. And then lastly is the Galvantula, who just dies to a Blaze Kick. Infernape is putting in work. Die. And that's that fight. Pretty simple. Okay. Take the items off. Calc. Now we have youngster Ben, who I actually have wiped to before, so let's not underestimate this guy. That being said... Oh, wow, okay. What about with Muscle Band? No, okay. However, if I want to, I can just do that. How's Mianfu fare? Not well in the slightest? Okay. So, Infernape. Infernape with a Cherry Berry. Infernape, Fake Out into Sky Uppercuts, KO Porygon. Who would they go into? Because I'd either be at full health or usually full health. I might take a discharge, though. UC outspeed and gets killed. You would see underspeed out damage. Since they don't see explosion, they shouldn't go electrode. And if I take the damage, so they either go. Actually, no, they don't go Pikachu. They always go Golem. They go Golem, and they should either be using Earthquake, or Explosion. I should be able to just go into Piloswine here. Where are you, Piloswine? Piloswine outspeeds, can tank an Earthquake, and with a Soft Sand, it kills with Stomping Tantrum. Unfortunately, this is actually kind of awkward, because if they explode... Well, it's more of like, I would like to get this guy in on a Body Slam. So I actually don't think Ape lead is the play. So then what is my lead against Porygon? I kind of don't have great options into it outside of Infernape, if I'm being honest. Bolt Beam is kind of brutal for my team to handle. And my only other option that I'm seeing is Lycanroc, and Lycanroc does, in fact, just bait Earthquake as well. So I kind of don't have... Will they never go for Explosion if they see a guaranteed kill? Okay, that's good to know. So with Lycanroc, what I could do is Brick Break. It's kind of awkward. I kind of can't wait until Infernape gets hit. Maybe I can try to bait something else out, but like Infernape doesn't really do that. Unless it's really low, in that case they go Electrode. But I'm never getting that low with Infernape here. At least I'm almost definite. It's definitely not something I can do reliably. Unfortunately, so many of my Mons that could like kind of handle Porygon either do too little damage to make it way too inconsistent, or are minus Spadef, so it gives them the boost, and then they get destroyed. Piloswine I can't do here. Ampharos with Seismic Toss probably can't do it. No, it can't, because they can just recover. Yeah, I think it has to be Infernape. But the issue is, if I do Infernape, then what's my Electrode answer? Because I think I need... Okay, this is the problem that I'm having. I need Piloswine for the Electrode, because I need to switch in on an electric move, KO it, so I need that. How does Sawsbuck fare against Golem? Not well. Like, it can switch in on Explosion, or on Earthquake, but one, if it explodes, it just drops. And two, its Stomping Tantrum doesn't do nearly enough. The only Pokemon that stops it is Piloswine here. And it needs to be specifically Soft Sand Piloswine. So the only way I could get this to work is if I guarantee switch in on Body Slam. And I can't do that from the lead slot, I believe. Or what I have to do is just try to risk an explosion. Unfortunately, there are very... like, I don't know if I have any Mons. Okay, the only Pokemon I have that can come in on Earthquake and bait Body Slam, I think is Talonflame. At least without dying. Ludicolo does it too. So I would go into Ludicolo, bait Body Slam. Okay, let me think about this. So it would be Infernape, then pivot through Ludi. I mean, risking Ludi is really bad. I would actually rather risk Talonflame, though of course risking Talonflame also doesn't feel great. But it's either that or Ludi, I think. Or Shroomish. But Shroomish could bait Fire Punch, and that's not what I need. Crawdaunt would also be a worse loss than Talon, so I bait into Talon, into Piloswine, kill. Then Rotom would see Outspeed, not Outdamage. Electrode sees Outspeed, gets killed. Pikachu sees Outspeed, gets killed. So they would go Rotom using Hex or Wisp. And then what's my Rotom answer? Is it just go Arcanine? It is just go Arcanine. So then go Arcanine on Rotom. Then on Pikachu, they'd go Pikachu, they'd be using Surf. What is my Surf Pikachu answer? It is go Sawsbuck on Pikachu. And then Electrode, I need to have something that I can pivot, that can bait. I mean, it's also just Talonflame. I use Talonflame to double pivot. It's just so bad, right? It's so bad because if they explode, I just lose them on. That is just not good. If they explode, I just lose them on. And it's a 4% chance for them to explode. And I don't believe there is ever a reliable way to make it so Infernape does not bait Golem, and it's not using those moves. I guess if I overheat... What happens if I overheat the Porygon? Then I'd be at -2. So suddenly, Rotom still sees that I outdamage it, but I don't kill it. Golem does still see slow kill. Or, yeah, slow outspeed, rather. Or slow outdamage. Electrode doesn't change. Pikachu doesn't change. So overheating doesn't change anything. So I think my options are either to go up and get my 111 encounter, or just fucking send this and hope they don't explode. It's 4%, so it's a 5% chance every time. Oh no, it's a 4% chance every time. What am I saying? Am I willing to accept 2 4% chances of losing Talonflame and potentially something else? I don't know. Can Togue take an Electrode Explosion? No, Togue cannot take an Electrode Explosion. It wouldn't bait the right move anyway. Like, I would try to get, like, look, I don't want to do this I don't want to go up to that encounter if I'm not even going to use it against Watson. And I'm pretty sure that none of those guys would help me against Watson. At least more than the Pokemon I have right now. I suppose if I get... Like, it would have to very specifically be, like, Gastrodon, right? Or, like, Stunfisk. No, Stunfisk wouldn't help me at all, I think. I think it would have to be Gastrodon, and Gastrodon also might not help me. Let me double check the encounters. It would be Shellos, Tympole, Palpitoad, Stunfisk, Croagunk, Stunkfist, Chinchou. None of those help me. None of those help me. In Watson. Because, like, I'm thinking if I can replace if I can replace Piloswine against the Ampharos, which is admittedly a shaky matchup, or if I can replace Ludicolo in the Lantern matchup. But the thing is, I don't have any candies to use on a Tympole or a Palpitoad, so Palpitoad by itself is not going to be useful. Stunfisk is probably not going to be useful, because I think Stunfisk just dies to 2 Dragon Breaths, and then it obviously cannot handle the Lantern. Maybe the Shellos or Gastrodon can handle the Lantern, but the odds probably won't be higher than just sending Ludi out at it. In fact, the odds of sending Ludi out at it might be better. Well, okay. It can't get paralyzed, so that would help. However, getting that guy is a 40% chance. And if I miss, I just don't get a really good encounter. Because Vibraba's still on the table, Donphan, Drillbur, Onix, those guys are, like, fantastic. And I would much prefer those. I know it's a lot later on. I'm just going to risk the explosions. It is incredibly sketchy. And by sketchy, I mostly just mean scary. But I think it's the correct play. I have the team. Let me go grab them. So, Infernape. We need Talonflame. We need Piloswine. We need Arcanine. We need Sawsbuck. We need Mienfoo. In terms of items, we are going to give a Cherry to Monferno to help, or Infernape to deal with the Porygon. We're going to give an Orange to Talonflame for good luck. We are going to give an Orange to Piloswine. It doesn't necessarily need it, but it could be handy in a pinch. We are going to give a Cherry Berry to Hamilton, because Hamilton is tasked with taking on the Rotom, and Rotom has Discharge. We are going to give... What do we give to Sawsbuck? I guess Sawsbuck gets a Cherry Berry as well, just in case like it has to come in on a Volt Tackle from Pikachu. And then Mienfoo gets a Oran Berry so that if Hidden Power Grass crits, it won't bait another Hidden Power Grass. Cherry, Oran, Oran, Cherry, Cherry, Oran. This fight is scary, because there are just 2 4% chances that we lose him on. But I don't really see a good way of doing it, because I either do that or go for an encounter that might not even help me at all. So, I hate... This trainer shares my own name, and I hate them. I hate Youngster Ben so much. It's my name, and I hate them. I hate them. They're a disgrace to the Ben name. Anyway, they lead Porygon. Now, since there's a chance that Fake Out into Sky Uppercut kills, I will go for it. More health on Infernape could be handy. Actually, I should not have done that, because letting Infernape get hit means that... like, I want to give Infernape a chance to get hit. Because if Infernape gets hit, then Golem will never go for the explosion. However, there is a very high likelihood that they are just going for Thunder Wave. And I can only let them use 1 Thunder Wave on me. So I will use Blaze Kick here. Because it never kills. I am not showing the right screen. Holy crap, they discharged. That's huge that they discharged. That's a 15% chance for them to use Discharge there. Para doesn't matter. I have a Cherry Berry. And now with that damage, Golem will... never explode. They should never explode. They should only use Earthquake or Body Slam. That is significantly worse. I take it back. This is really fucking bad. You've arrived at home. Time for dinner. I think... Did they crit me, or does it just do that much? It just does that much, I think. Yeah, they just got a really high roll. So now Golem sees kill with either Earthquake... Okay, I didn't think that through. I mean, there were odds that was going to happen. In fact, that probably would have happened anyway. So, I have two options here. Technically three. If they're guaranteed using Explosion or Body Slam, what I can do is go into Sawsbuck. Or not Explosion, Earthquake or Body Slam. I can go into Sawsbuck. The problem is, if I go into Sawsbuck and they use Earthquake, I take 22 damage, I'm left at like 81 HP, then I have the 4% Explosion. However, I don't really see a better option. Because I need Piloswine health, and Sawsbuck can afford to take a hit. They did Earthquake. Okay. Now, against Sawsbuck, who's at 80 HP, they are using Fire Punch 96% of the time. We are going to go into Talonflame to hopefully not get exploded on. Please do not get exploded on. Fire Punch. Okay. 1 out of 2 bombs. 1 out of 2 bombs are semi-diffused. So they're going to click Body Slam here always. I can go into Piloswine. Oh, I didn't give Piloswine the right item. Let's hope Stomping Tantrum kills. I prepped this fight very poorly. I need to write things down, because writing things down gets it in my brain. But I keep not getting punished for it. Because I just killed them. It was, what was the chances? 68.8% chance? I need to write things down, because that's how I remember things. Now they go Rotom. On Rotom, I am going into Hamilton, and I will be clicking Flamethrower twice. Or potentially 3 times. But I think it's always twice. Yeah, it's always twice. As they Wisp and fail. Flamethrower to a KOs. They discharge. Hopefully they don't get double para. No para or crit. That is fantastic. 2 Flamethrowers kills through leftovers. I have a Cherry Berry, so in case the second discharge does get a para, we are chill. They just go for Thunder Wave, which they were more likely to go for anyway, and they decided to discharge, which scared me. I eat my cherry. Kill with another Flamethrower. They go Pikachu. Now, Pikachu is always going for Surf, I believe. Let me double check this. I'm at 82 HP. Pikachu is always going for Surf. Surf does a good chunk to Sawsbuck. In fact, there's a chance that I fucked up. We'll see. Okay. Crit E-Speed has 4 rolls that kill me. Stomping Tantrum kills you. They E-Speed, of course. They have 4 rolls that kill me with a crit, so it's a 1 in 64. They did not get a crit. I think that might have been one of the rolls that would have killed me. Okay. Now. Against my Sawsbuck. Okay, this actually could be bad. Sawsbuck is at 19 HP. Electrode is randomly clicking one of Tri-Attack or Signal Beam. My goal was to bring in Mienfoo, but Mienfoo actually can just die to Tri-Attack. Do I have anything that can switch in on this besides... Because if I go into Piloswine, Tri-Attack crit, or Signal Beam into... Okay, Signal Beam into... Okay, I can just go Piloswine here. We're fine as long as we don't get, like... As long as we don't get confused, we're fine. As they Tri-Attack. Perfect. Now, This Electrode is galvanized, so we don't need to worry about aftermath. Stomping Tantrum into Ice Shard kills. We did not get punished for a variety of things here. And that's really good that I didn't get punished. Ice Shard kills. Okay, we're fine. I hate Youngster Ben. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna grab water. I won't be long. The bathroom's like right next to my room. See, I'm already back. Okay. I realized I never changed the trainer for last battle. Oops. We have this double battle, which is actually kind of terrifying for my box. And then we have Watson. So, this doubles. My assumption is I'm going to need Piloswine here. So how much does... So what's my strongest Fake Out Mon? It's probably just Ludi or Infernape. But Ludi is better at taking Thunderbolt or Electro Web. So if I lead Ludi plus this guy, Ludi does 17 damage. So that would be 70... Okay, let me just do this. 92 minus 17. That's 75. Yeah, I was pretty sure it was 75, but my brain was not mental mathing. How much does Piloswine do with Stomping? Not enough. How much does it do with Soft Sand? Not enough. How much does Ludicolo do with Silk Scarf? 21, so that would be 71. Plus Piloswine Stomping Tantrum with Soft Sand would be 70. So it kills most of the time. Okay, let's just go with that. Double. Okay. So. Piloswine, Soft Sand, Ludicolo, Silk Scarf. 1. Stomping Tantrum plus Fake Out Plusle. As Minun... So Minun always sets up the terrain against Piloswine. And against Ludicolo, they attack. Either sets up electric terrain or attacks Ludicolo into Dedenne. So, does Dedenne ever kill Piloswine? Yes, Dedenne can kill Piloswine. The issue is... Okay, so here's the thing. You actually don't die to that. If they set up terrain, Infernape always dies. If they attack Infernape with Thunderbolt, Infernape would always be in range. So the only thing that would go bad is if they Electro Web. Actually, is there a world where I just click like Overheat with Infernape? Muscle? No, it doesn't work. Okay. I assume it's a similar situation with Arcanine. Okay, let me think about this. So, you will be using either... You will always be using Grass Knot on Piloswine, because Piloswine would be at full HP. You're always either Grass Knotting Piloswine, or hopefully... I think I do use Infernape here. Because if they Thunderbolt or Electric Terrain, they always attack that slot. And I can go for a Stomping Tantrum. Plus, okay. So. Ludicolo Oh, it's actually Infernape now. And does Infernape... So with Soft Sand, Stomping Tantrum against Plusle does 70. So I need to do 22 damage with Fake Out. Do you do 22 damage with Fake Out? Yes. So you don't need Silk Scarf. I'll give you a cherry. Because you always live Minun Thunderbolt crit. Oh, against Infernape, they also always set up Electric Terrain, because I'm just not low enough. Okay, that's great. So. Then they go into Dedenne. And since Terrain is up, they always see kill on Infernape. Would they also always see kill on Ludi? Yes, they would. Would you always click Electric Terrain on Ludi? Yes. Okay, so Ludi's actually... Well, no, I still want to lead Infernape, because Infernape has the guaranteed... thing. And I believe, since they never see kill on Pylo, they would still always go for this, because... Fast, or slow kill is always higher than highest damage. Using an electric move on the Infernape slot. So, on Electric Terrain, I need to swap into something that can tank this. Amoonguss still takes 1 billion. Jesus Christ. Okay, I have nothing that can tank this in retrospect. Okay. Let's rewind. Infernape does a lot to this guy. What if I led with Tortuga and Infernape? Oh, but the issue is Tortuga would bait you clicking Thunderbolt or Electro Web. What I could do... if I lead with Infernape plus Pylo, and instead of Fake Out... I mean, this would be the same exact situation, where I kill the Plusle before it can move. This time just with Sky Uppercut or Overheat or whatever. Weirdly, it might be... Well, no, because this guy just fucking nukes Infernape. If I use... And it kills Ludi... Oh, wait, that's an Electric Terrain. I mean, it can kill Infernape with a crit. So, like, what I could do is try to target down the Minun side, but I think it's better to target down the Plusle side. It's just the issue of Minun getting up Electric Terrain. So I think it's better to do something along the lines of Piloswine plus Tortuga. They would Thunderbolt or Grass Knot plus Thunderbolt, and then you can Stomping Tantrum with Soft Sand. Okay, okay. Tortuga. No item. So Stomping Tantrum, the Plusle slot plus Protect Tortuga. And then turn 2, I Ice Shard. Ice Shard KO. Ice Shard KO the Plusle. Swap Tortuga to... I need to swap Tortuga into something that can tank a Thunderbolt, and that Minun would see kill on. What would that be? Because you're either using Electro Web or Thunderbolt. If I level you up, would you still see Electro Web? Yes, okay. So something that can come in on Electro Web, or it would be a single target Electro Web, to be fair. That would bait a kill from Plusle. You probably cannot switch in on a Thunderbolt. You can... And you bait kill with Signal Beam or HPIs. Perfect, perfect. Okay. So. Oh wait, no, I need to see kill on Dedenne, or with Dedenne. Which... If they're guaranteed to attack the Shroomish slot, they would see kill with Dazzling Gleam, and I can just kill... Okay. To... What was I looking at? Shroomish? On Thunderbolt or Electro Web. They go Dedenne. using Dazzling Gleam. Because they see that after the damage from Minun, who would always be using on the Tortuga slot either Electroweb or Thunderbolt, I take the damage that I would need for you to come in and never mind, because I was looking at the wrong calc. There's probably still a Mon that can do this, though. Jesus. Not you. Maybe there isn't a Mon that does this. Because I want to make sure they don't attack the Piloswine. Because, okay. So I'm pretty sure this would be treated as a single target Electroweb. On Shroomish, it would do 24 min. 82 minus 24 is 58. Does double target Dazzling Gleam do that much? Not always. So they wouldn't always go for Dazzling Gleam there. It would be likely, but that's not what I need. The other option is Crawdon. Would Crawdon be better? Crawdon at full health would always bait Thunderbolt. So yes, Crawdon's better than Tortuga here. Protect Crawdon. And then swap Crawdon. Because here's the thing with Crawdon. Is I would guaranteed bait a Thunderbolt into Shroomish. Shroomish would take a Thunderbolt, take a lot of damage, minimum 38. So I'd be at 44 HP max. And then you can come in always seeing kill with Dazzling Gleam. On Thunderbolt. Then Stomping, Tantrum, KOs, Dedenne. Oh yeah, and I have to do Shroomish, no item. And then I need to swap in something for Shroomish on the Dazzling Gleam. It also could be Thunderbolt. Depending on how much damage it does, it could be either... It could be a lot of things. So I think Amoonguss is the by far best option to swap into here. Swap Shroomish to Amoonguss. Just change Mushroom for Mushroom. Amoonguss with a Cherry Berry. Now, it then becomes a one-on-one. Next turn, KO Minun with Stomping Tantrum. The question is, without minus, how much do they do to an Infernape switch in? Very little. And against Amoonguss, they would just be going for Electric Terrain. Well, actually, they could have gotten Electric Terrain up against Shroomish. So, they would have it up already. Meaning that Infernape cannot safely switch in. That's okay, though, I think. Because I can just kind of click Sludge. Sludge Minun. They go Kling Clang. And this Kling Clang is scary. So they see Steel Beam on Amoonguss. Amoonguss should never be low enough to bait anything else. And then Steel Beam on Piloswine. They should always Steel Beam the Piloswine. What I can do is swap Piloswine to Togedemaru. Swap Amoonguss to Infernape. And then turn 6... I should just be able to kill it with Overheat. Yes. Fake out with Togedemaru plus Overheat KOs the Kling Clang. Alright, that's a good plan. And then Togedemaru, Orin, Infernape. Infernape, without minus, doesn't even take that much from Steel Beam. Is there a world where if I'm in electric terrain, they still always would Steel Beam the Amoonguss slot? So I will just give this guy Orin as well. Okay, we have our plan. I'm gonna grab the monster real quick. So we need Piloswine. We need Crawdaunt, Shroomish, Amoonguss, Togue, Infernape. Is it ever worth leveling up Shroomish here? Let me think about this. Is it worth leveling up Shroomish? Here, let me go back outside so we can have the music. Because I want to make sure that Shroomish doesn't die. Like, let's say if they set up electric terrain. I mean, if they set up electric terrain, I never die. So it would be minus 25 on Shroomish. Wait, did I do this wrong? It would be 25 health on Shroomish. That would be 75 HP. No. 82 minus 25 is 57. And then I'm not in range of Daz. Oh, wait, that's without plus, though. Or that's without minus, so I would do it right. However, that does mean if electric terrain gets up for somehow and they crit me, I could die. However, being at 35 does increase my odds of living significantly. So, if I'm at 55, do I take enough damage here? So I would take 36 damage. 88 minus 36, I'd be at 52 HP. Do you see Dazzling Gleam at that much? No. Barely no. So I think 34 is going to be the sweet spot. Because I would take 36, so 86 minus 36. I would be at 50, and then Dedenne would always see... Okay. So, go back to the game. We are going to Rare Candy, or not Rare Candy, Endless Candy, Shroomish up to level 34 specifically. And I also need to remember to cancel these evolutions here. Okay, cool. Okay, in terms of items, we need... There's Soft Sand on Piloswine. No item on Crawdaunt, no item on Shroomish. Cherry on Amoonguss. Orin. And let me just double check that the first part of the plan works. Where on Crawdaunt, you always see a kill with a lot of your different moves. You always only see kill with Thunderbolt, so that should work. Because minus. Okay. So we got Soft Sand, no item, no item. Soft Sand because it's required for a lot of the damage rolls. Cherry Berry, Orin. And we'll just take things slow. Double battles are so scary, man. Okay. Plusle, Minun. We lead Piloswine, and we lead Crawdaunt. Now, we are going to bad Tantrum the Plusle, and we are going to protect with Crawdaunt. They should double attack into the Crawdaunt slot. Random move from Plusle, always Thunderbolt from Minun. Thunderbolt from Minun. Thunderbolt from Plusle. As I Stomping Tantrum into the Shuca Berry Plusle. It doesn't kill, but it does a lot of damage. Now, I can Ice Shard, and I swap into Shroomish here. My level, specifically 34 Shroomish, can come in on a Minun Thunderbolt. I just realized, since I KO the Plusle, they might be using, or they might not have the firepower to bait the attack I need to. That's not good. That is a detail I missed in prep. It still did a lot. Shroomish is at 59. That is definitely not high enough. So, at 59 HP, they will still very likely Dazzling Gleam, but they could Grass Knot the Piloswine, which would be really bad. So I bad Tantrum, and I just have to hope that they don't do that. I go into Amoonguss here. Please don't Grass Knot the Piloswine, and if you do, please don't crit. They Dazzling Gleam. Okay, cool. I feel like there's always at least one detail that I miss in these fights, and it's so difficult. They set up Electric Terrain. I Stomping Tantrum. I crit, but they always live on their Focus Sash anyway. Now I Ice Shard for the KO, and Amoonguss I can just use Giga Drain on the Minun slot to try to recover some HP. As the Helping Hand, which does not matter. In fact, Helping Hand was definitely a lot better for me than the other options. I Ice Shard the Dedenne. So now that side of the field is gone. And I Giga Drain for some HP. Now, I will Bad Tantrum plus Giga Drain the Minun. The Electro Web, that is perfectly fine. So, against my 74 HP Piloswine, Klinklang is always using Steel Beam on it, because Steel Beam kills. Against my 118 HP Amoonguss, they would always either Steel Beam or Electric Train's up, so they're always Steel Beaming. Either way, they should always target the Piloswine slot, because they see a kill on that slot. They don't see a kill on the Amoonguss slot. So, I can swap Piloswine to Togedemaru. Welcome back. I'm just doing the final battle before Watson. And I had a pretty good plan into it, except one thing kind of fucked up, because I forgot that they would lose the effects of plus and minus if I used Ice Shard to KO one of them. So things got a little scary, but we're okay. Steel Beam on the Toge slot, yep. Does very little damage. And now I Fake Out for fun, and Overheat for the KO. And we're out of the gym outside of Watson. Okay. So, we already have our Watson plan. And I think it's a pretty good Watson plan, especially considering I only have one electric type. I don't... Like, I was looking into it. It's not even worth getting the 111 encounter, or whatever that route is above. It's not even worth going for that, because that just doesn't help me. So, we need to grab our Pokemon. Oh, wait, move items. And I'm also going to move Shroomish back to the corner. I did need to level up Shroomish a tiny bit to help it live, just in case something went really wrong. But, it's fine. Okay, so we need... We already have Infernape. We need Ampharos. We need Amoonguss. We need Arcanine, Ludicolo, and Piloswine. Item-wise, we are going to need... We don't really need any item on the Infernape, but we're going to put Orin on it. We need a Rostberry on Ampharos. No item on Amoonguss. We need a Cherry Berry on the Arcanine. Cherry Berry on the Ludicolo, both of which for Lantern. because I'm using Arcanine potentially to pivot if needed. And then I also need a Cherry Berry on Piloswine because it could get paralyzed by Dragon Breath. So you have Orin. You don't really need an item, though I guess it might be better. In fact, it's almost definitely better to give this guy a Cherry Berry in case something weird happens and I need to switch in on, like, an electric move. So I'll give it a Cherry Berry. That's just better, because Orin's not going to do anything for me. So, Cherry Berry, Fake Out, Overheat. Ross Berry, I do need to teach this guy Seismic Toss. I will teach it over Thunder Punch, because I can always reteach Thunder Punch now with the tutor. I will double check that as well. Foongus, no item. Or Amoonguss, I should say. Cherry Berry, Arcanine. Cherry Berry, Ludicolo. And Cherry Berry, Piloswine. And what I can do is go over here, just double check that this guy teaches Thunder Punch. He does. And we are using the Seismic Toss TM on Ampharos over Thunder Punch. So, we Rare Candied Infernape. We used 2 scales to get Fake Out and Overheat, which, again, we were going to do anyway. We used a TM on Ampharos for Seismic Toss, and we used a Rare Candy for Amoonguss. So it's a lot of resources, but half the resources, or rather 2/5 of the resources, we were pretty much going to do anyway, and I will be honest, I don't think we're going to really see me want the Seismic Toss TM for a lot of other things. So, we're chill. And also, I just realized something that I want to look into. First, let me get the mons into the calc. So it's Infernape, Ampharos, just in the team thing, because it's nice to have them there. Hamilton, Ludicolo, Piloswine. I believe it is better for me to click Avalanche against the Ampharos, because it's always attacking me. I come in on a Discharge, and with Avalanche, I can guaranteed kill it with Avalanche into an attack. So that increases my odds of getting out of this Deathless. Alright, let's go. It's scary, but honestly, it's not so bad. I think I actually have a pretty good Watson matchup, again, despite only having the single ground type in Piloswine. Who isn't even, like, that good into this. Oh, I didn't fix this. Put this up here. I gotta figure out a better way to do this. Okay, that's good. I gotta update my layout as a whole, really. Okay, we lead Infernape against Magnezone. This was my only safe Magnezone answer. Because I can just Fake Out, break their Sturdy, and KO with Overheat. However, I was going to scale Fake Out Overheat on this guy later anyway, so I might as well do it now. Because it helps a lot with this gym. Now they should be going Rotom, which they do. We are going to go into my Ampharos on the Rotom. They are using Air Slash every single time. Now, we are just going to be using... we are going to just be using a lot of Seismic Tosses here. In theory, I could actually use Cotton Spore here. Is using Cotton Spore here ever worth it? It technically could be. But no, I don't think I will. I think I just Seismic Toss. They Wisp. Luckily, Wisp does not affect Seismic Toss damage. I also have a Rost Berry to get rid of the Wisp once. So I will only have to take 1 boosted Hex. Yeah, lowering its speed doesn't really help anything here. We 3-hit KO with Wisp, or with Seismic Toss. And luckily, Ampharos is very bulky. So we can tank a Hex from here. Now they're going into either Lantern or Zeraora here. We planned for both lines. I'm just not... I wasn't sure how much damage Ampharos would end up taking. So they might go either. We'll see. Okay, they go Lantern. I am at 35 HP. Lantern is always going for Scald, meaning I can just go straight into Ludicolo. Now, unfortunately, I was unable to delay Ludicolo for Giga Drain. I needed Lombre for one of the fights before the, I needed it for one of the fights before. Unfortunately, I did not get burned. I would have preferred getting burned because that means I could avoid some of the paralysis shenanigans, but oh well. Leftovers heals that little bit of Fake Out Chip, and now we spam Mega Drain. I do have a Cherry Berry on this guy, so I can get out of being paralyzed once. This is honestly probably the sketchiest part of the fight. Technically getting something like a Gastrodon would have maybe helped here, but I think, I believe in Ludi. I believe in Ludicolo. He can do it. There's a Thunder Wave. I have the Cherry Berry still intact. So I can Mega Drain. And I can Mega Drain again. Hopefully Discharge does not paralyze me into Volpera shenanigans. Perfect. That was really good luck against this Lantern. Probably, I think that was, like, close to the ideal luck I could have gotten. The only thing that would have been better is if they discharged me twice, did not para, and then used Thunder Wave. Or, I guess, missing Thunder Wave, though I don't know if they can do that. Anyway, they go Zera. At my 91 HP, I believe they are only able to use Close Combat. Actually, no, I lied. They're using Plasma Fists. So, they are guaranteed always using Plasma Fists. That's the nice thing. Because I can go into Piloswine and bait Close Combat into Amoonguss, which just helps that out a bit. It's better to do this just to play things safe. They will always be using Plasma Fist here. They never Close Combat because I'm high enough HP where they'd never see it. Now against Piloswine, they always see Close Combat here, because that's just by far their highest damage. I can go Amoonguss on a Close Combat, and the special defense drop helps out a lot here. I get to end at a lot higher health than I otherwise would. Now, I have no item on Amoonguss because Knockoff does a lot of damage. Now their highest damage is pretty much always going to be Plasma Fists, and I just Giga Drain off the damage, most of it at least. It still does a lot. But with the special defense drop, I'm doing a lot to them back, and I'm healing a lot. And this is why I needed Amoonguss. Because Amoonguss is able to handle this guy, and then also another guy later down the road. While Arcanine, I believe, is never coming out of the ball this battle, it's still incredibly important that I had it. Actually, it might come out of the ball this battle. I think it will. We'll see. So, they go Eel. Against Eel, I also just end up spamming Giga Drain. I could also go for a Poison Powder here, but Poison Powder is not 100% accurate, so I don't think it's worth going for. It's 90% accurate, and I'm pretty sure I can still miss, even though I'm a Poison type. So I'm just going to use Giga Drain a bunch. They do Coil. It was a 40% chance for them to Coil there. That is a little bit scary, because Giga Drain is a most likely, in fact, it's always outside of a crit. It's a 4-hit KO, potentially even a 5-hit KO. So I probably should have used a Poison Powder, but it's okay. Thunder Punch. Please no para. This actually could end up bad. I will fully admit. This could end up bad. We could lose Amoonguss. Infernape definitely is able to revenge if needed. But this is admittedly a little scary. I will fully say that. Luckily, it looks like we are getting high rolls with Giga Drain. They are at +2. I Giga Drain again. Oh yeah, this is definitely a 4 KO, which is handy. Thunder Punch. Please no para. No crit would be preferable. Okay. So now it's just their last Pokemon. Amoonguss at 57 HP against base Ampharos, which they're sending out first. It is random between Discharge and Dragon Breath. So, we need to go Arcanine first, I believe. This is admittedly kind of sketchy. So let me think about this. No, I just have to go Arcanine here. Because I need to get Piloswine in on a Discharge. We want to see Dragon Breath here. I believe it's more likely to Dragon Breath. They do Dragon Breath. Please don't crit me. Okay. Hamilton at 68 HP. Always baits Discharge. So we can go Piloswine on a guaranteed Discharge. Now, we are going to go for an Avalanche. Dragon Breath crit on Piloswine has a very small chance to kill me. It is a 12.5% chance along with the 1 in 16 for them to crit me. And I have a Cherry Berry in case Dragon Breath paralyzes me. They do get the crit, but they don't get the high roll that they needed. Avalanche does a lot of damage. And now we actually outspeed them here because I'm a pretty dang fast Piloswine. Even if I didn't, Ice Shard was likely to pick up the KO. But I can go for Bad Tantrum and get a Deathless Watson. Honestly, Watson's always kind of scuffed, so it was pretty clean. Especially because, again, I only have one ground type. So that was a very good Watson. Very happy with that. There were a couple things that could have gone wrong, but I think with the tools that I had, that was close to the best I could do. Yeah, no, I'm gonna get fucking destroyed by CRR. But I'm probably gonna end up taking a break and prepping all those battles sometime tonight. But first, I'll level up my Mons. So, I forget, I know that I still don't evolve Shroomish. Because Shroomish gets Spore at level 40. Do I evolve Caracosta now? You'll be on in about an hour? Got it. So I get Caracosta at level 37. Do you evolve this guy right away? I mean, you probably want to delay for Power Gem at 38. But what do you do with Chertuga? Alright, well I can level up the other guys while we're talking about it. Discharge on Ampharos, I will take... Ooh. I want to keep Seismic Toss. What do I get rid of here? He's useful in Cycling Road, but he's always useful under-leveled as a Protect Bot. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But I also have Crawdaunt, which is kind of handy as well. Like, I have 2 Protect Mons. It's really nice. I think I get rid of Cotton Spore. Yeah. Helpful for Strength Room. Good to know. Sludge Bomb. I will take over Sludge. You drop Seismic Toss? Oh, well, it's too late. I get Ancient Power now. What do I get rid of for AP? Probably Bulldoze. It's Bulldoze or Avalanche. Let me check its link set. Yeah, I don't get another ice move for like a long time. So I think it's just get rid of Bulldoze. You get Icicle Crash in like level 60s, even as Piloswine. You get it at level 61. So I don't think I can afford to get rid of Avalanche here. I think I have to get rid of Bulldoze, which feels bad. But that's just the only thing I can get rid of here. So, but at least I get Mamoswine right away. I'm pretty sure this isn't how it works in the mainline games, by the way. I don't think when you learn the move, you can immediately evolve. But I could be wrong. Like, I know that's the same thing with, like, Yanmega and Serena. I don't know. I will keep Tortuga underleveled for now. I mean, it's not that underleveled, but I'll keep it down there for now. And if I need it, I can always level it up. Okay. Dark Pulse. I mean, am I ever using Ice Fang on this guy? I feel like I'm only using Sharpedo for its stabs. And I think I'd get more use out of Aqua Jet or Dark Pulse than I would Ice Fang. So I'm going to get rid of Ice Fang. Especially because I also already have a Mamoswine. Fling. I'll get rid of Mudshot for now, but I'm almost always getting rid of Fling later anyway. For Brick Break. For a couple of the tricky battles on Cycling Road. Psyshock over Psybeam, hell yes. Acrobatics. You get rid of Quick Attack now, right? I feel like the other moves are just too useful to get rid of. And you still want Aerial Ace for, like, random, like, double team or whatever. Plus, it's slightly stronger if you do have an item. I don't really see myself using Quick Attack on Talonflame. I have a lot of priority options. I'll get rid of Quick Attack. Rock Slide, I will get rid of... I can get rid of Brick Break because there's a Brick Break tutor right here. So I can always get it again if I need it. It might be better to keep Togue underleveled as well. I will put it down here just in case. Again, if I need it, I can always level it up. I get rid of Tearful Look here. Useful in CRR for Gardevoir? Yeah, exactly. I do have a couple options for that, but... Well, do I? I don't know. Anyway, let me check if you ever delay Mienfoo. Because you get Mienshao here, right? You get Mienshao at level 38. Is there a reason to delay it? Not from what I'm seeing. Like, the main thing is I'm looking at Norman Split. And you don't get anything different for Norman Split. So I think I'm just going to evolve it right now. To be fair, like, I already have a fast fighting type with Fake Out. But I still think I'm okay with doing this. Because, like, what would I even delay it for? I guess a Jump Kick. But I think you get Jump Kick anyway. Right? Yeah, you get Jump Kick for Veto anyway. And that's, like, I guess Dual Chop, but I'm never using Dual Chop on this. So, yeah, I'm just going to evolve it right now. Aurasphere, I get rid of Bounce. I don't see myself really ever using Bounce on this. It's really just a Fake Out plus Fighting move bot. You get Mienshao. Alright, perfect. Let's save. Let's export. Get these guys in the calc. Get rid of Mienfoo and Piloswine. Alright. So yeah, the plan is on my own. I'm gonna look at the trainers after, or up to and hopefully including CRR, and write down some good plans for them. I think I'm getting better at writing down plans. I just need to actually write them down. I don't believe anything else has opened up. I know like the whiter, but I can't go back now because strength locked. So I would think the only other thing I can see myself doing is potentially getting the encounter that's over here. If I need it, I can do this. So I need to remember this because I remember last time I got a run this far, I realized that I 100% should have rolled this encounter because my box was not that good into CRR, and I lost like a mon or two. I think I lost 2 mons that could have potentially been mitigated by getting a Pokemon from this route. So, yeah. I'll delay it for now, but I need to remember for my own personal sake that that route exists and that I can get something from that route if I need to. Anyway, I'm basically just going to put in the details that on the sheets that I have just because I like keeping track of the stuff. One, because it's interesting to me, and two, because I don't know. So I got Swinub, I got Fungus, I got Toxel. Nothing from anywhere else. And we beat Watson, and then over here on the master sheet, nothing else for now. Oh yeah, I also. Oh wait, no, I didn't delay Rustboro, and I got the Rockruff there. Yeah, right. But I still have Mauville, I still have 111, I still... Oh yeah, see you later. I still have 111, I have 118, I have Petalburg, and I delayed Slateport as well. So I have a lot of good delays going on. I just want to put the items in. So I'm not getting another Heart Scale for a while, or a Candy. So hopefully I don't need those for Norman. Let's go through the TMs that I have. So Feint Attack, Electroweb, Shockwave, Seismic Toss, and I used it. Defog, Magical Leaf, Swagger, Rock Blast, Rock Tomb, Smart Strike, Cut, Flash, Rock Smash. Perfect. I also got the Hearthstone. Got all those. No gems, no Mega Stones yet. I have access to the evolution items there. And I have access to these tutors now. Alright, cool. All my sheets are updated now. Unfortunately for Norman, we will only have access to a single scale, but we'll see how that goes. I am going to head out now. Thanks for joining me. Bye.